The President of the United States of America referred to Afrikaners as a priority population in terms of his scheme of things. And we have an approach that says not about us without us. If people talk about Afrikaners, if they talk about our future or our position in the world, it's not to be done without us. We did not engage with the President as such. Our representatives have with people that informs policy and explicate policy, and we do want more investment, more interest, more autonomy to call that, because there are many autonomous institutions within a country like South Africa. Okay. Provinces are relatively autonomous. Municipalities are relatively autonomous. There's nothing wrong with ORANIA being autonomous within a bigger setup.
It was just the word that you're not, it's factually incorrect to say that you are a state within a state, when my understanding is that you went to the US wanting to be, considered a state. So the big thing here is what the EFF has been raising, that the understanding is that you're a group of white Afrikaners who were opposed to majority black rule when apartheid ended some 3 decades ago, and that you carved out a separatist enclave, and that the EFF was talking about a new generation, a new perspective, and them feeling the importance of wanting to have these discussions. I believe that there were points of contact and a possibility to discuss. Do you feel you agreed on any of the points that were raised between yourselves and the political parties?
There are points of agreement. We did go into a matter of post-colonial statehood in Africa. The kind of centralist unitary state that have been ongoing in South Africa and in other countries in Africa is the result of European colonialism. And we say that's the kind of topics which we could really engage in and really see whether there is not a future for South Africa that are miles beyond the kind of questions which is raised at the moment. But as a community, we do not know, we do not need or seek permission to exist. And it's not for the EFF or any other government to tell this community it may not exist or they don't like our existence. That's just not how it works. It doesn't work for any community in South Africa on that basis. Go tell the Zulus they may not exist, they may not have a kingdom, they may not have land. There's not such a thing. So that's not part of the discussion. The discussion of how we coexist, how we engage, what we discuss with each other, that is something that may take us forward if we really apply our minds to that.
Yeah, the difference is that telling the Zulus what you've just said, myself as a Xitsonga speaking woman, I am allowed to be in KZN. I am allowed to interact with the Zulus and be with them as a Xitsonga woman. With such a move, the EFF has accused you of destroying the unity of South Africa. And, do you think, perhaps let me give you a chance to respond to that, with the way that ORANIA is placed, the accusation of destroying the unity of South Africa, because ORANIA is a group of people opposed to majority black rule when apartheid ended some 3 decades ago. Would I be allowed in ORANIA?
Well, that's not true. You will be allowed in ORANIA, and please come and visit us, as you may go anywhere in South Africa. We would be glad to have you here. And have you see what things are really happening. It's not true that we resisted majority rule in South Africa. In fact, we engaged with the whole process of transition in South Africa even before 91, even before the formal processes were taking place. We were engaging with the present EFF leadership, even before the Northern Cape leadership were even involved. So really, there's no matter about involvement. There's no matter about our returning to some past which we have left behind us, and to which our existence and our ways of living are a true answer. The question is with which categories you view it, and if you still cling to the old racist categories as the EFF is doing, you will not see what is before your eyes.
What is the current scenario? I mean, if we talk racism on one end that you say the EFF is seeing, what would you like the world to know about ORANIA if you say that you're opposed to what the EFF is bringing to the fore?
Well, what we want to tell the world is we don't ask permission to exist. We do exist. We do interact with others. We are constructive. We believe in engagement and in talking through issues. We're not a flash in the pan like a march on a single day. We're not trying to get into some provincial government or whatever the political agendas may be behind the interactions that are taking place around us. We are here. We've been here for 30 years plus. We'll be here for many more decades to come.